Yeah, I can hear everything fine.
Okay. All right, guys, welcome to the live stream. It's a pleasure to have all of you guys here. Let me introduce you guys to Out of Body. This is Sabrina. Please say
Hi.
hello to her. All right, Sabrina, so this is your first time here, and I just want to say thank you very much for taking a time out of your night to join my channel
Of
and
course,
to
thank you.
definitely we're going to talk about some of your paranormal stuff and some of your music stuff. But so for the people who don't know who you are, if you want to tell us a little bit about who you are and then what the main topic of your channel is.
Sure. My name is Sabrina again. I live in Memphis, Tennessee, and my channel is basically kind of started out doing creepypasta narrations, which is like just telling creepy stories. And that kind of got more into talking about out of body experiences that I've had. And then now I also talk about paranormal experiences and different haunted locations around Memphis and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Awesome. So around when did you actually start using YouTube? Is this like is Out of Body the first channel you had, or is this like did you have a
Not,
previous?
it's not technically the first one. I had a couple others that I just kind of didn't keep up with, but um, yeah, I started this one in April of this year. So about right at the end of April. So I haven't had it for a long time. But
So it's you're saying it's fairly new then. That's
I'm
pretty
sorry, what
cool.
was that?
So you're saying your channel is fairly new.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what has your experience been since it's fairly new, like on as far as the growth is concerned, like what has been, have you noticed that like for as far as like doing like paranormal topics, you know how some channels have like just a bunch of different topics.
Yeah.
It's like you sticking to like doing paranormal. Have you seen growth happen because you're sticking to one niche, so to speak?
Yeah, actually I have. I saw a big growth once I actually started getting on camera and doing videos like that because I started out just doing um, audio, kind of voiceover storytelling, and I didn't get on camera for the first few months of my channel. And I grew okay then, but I grew a lot more once I started getting into the like astral projection, out of body stuff, and then even more now that I'm doing like the paranormal stuff I've noticed. So it's cool.
Oh, that's really good. That's awesome.
Thanks.
So I'm assuming that you keep track of your videos. Which one of your videos do you know is like your most popular one? Like you've seen like actually like gain the most views from your collection so far.
Well, it seems to be my how to astral project video where I just kind of tell people if they want to try it, how they can do it, different methods. That video I think has like almost 800 views, which is way more than any of my videos.
Wow.
So I don't know. I think it's a topic a lot of people are searching for and they're wanting to learn more about it. So I'm glad it's
Wow.
doing good.
So, do you think, like, say, like the thumbnail that you put like a lot of effort and work into the thumbnails and stuff like that, and do you think that might have something to do with it, or you think it might be just because of the topic or the description?
I think it's probably mostly the topic because I actually changed the thumbnail to that video once I kind of figured out how I wanted to do my thumbnails. Because I think I did that video back in July or June or something. Um, so it was one of the first on-camera videos that I did. And then here recently I changed the thumbnail. But um, yeah, I'd say it's mostly the topic. There's not a lot of people talking about that on YouTube. So I
Hmm.
think people come across my video and they're searching for it.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, do you? Okay, so let me ask you this. So, in your videos, and myself included, I very rarely come across any like negative feedback or comments. Do you come up against any of that on your videos on your channel?
Luckily,
Or
no, I haven't had a lot of that yet. I actually
okay,
haven't. So I've been blessed so far to not
okay,
have
awesome.
that. Yeah, the only thing I've really kind of gotten is just, I think people that have a different viewpoint on anything paranormal or out of body stuff. They think that it's going against a certain religion or something, and then they'll tell me I need to change what I'm doing, and that's like the only thing I've heard. But other than that, it's been good. So.
Awesome. So I noticed you do. You recently did one where you're chatting with a spirit on
Hmm.
on an app. Can you tell us a little about how all that came to be, as far as like how you decided to get the app, and which came first? That you have that feeling that there was something around you, and then you got the app, or did you get the app first and then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I've always been able to sense energies and spirits around me. And I've seen other YouTubers use these apps, and I thought one day I would just try it and just to, see how it worked. I didn't expect anything to come through, but then all of a sudden something very intense came through. And so I ended up, I guess that was about a couple of months ago that I ended up doing a video on that particular occasion. But then here recently, I actually ended up seeing a ghost for the first time.
Oh boy,
And so
that's
that's what kind of sparked the other time
yeah.
that I used the app just to see what what would come through. So
Wow. And guys in the chat, all of you guys, Kathy, Patsy Hooligan, thank you for joining us. Darren, Nix, I think you're new here. In the description of the video, or if you want to click on the little side of Out of Body's channel, you can go check that out and you can see what we're talking about. Because she's actually like having a conversation using this app on her phone, and it's very interesting to watch. And I gotta say, Sabrina, you're very brave because
oh, thanks.
I don't even know what I would do.
Yeah.
I would just freak. I mean, I could tell you this that I actually did try to do like something that was like kind of like a ghost hunt type of thing, and
Hmm.
this was about, oh boy, maybe like 10 years ago. And
Yeah.
I went to this forest preserve in my area where it's said to be haunted, and I went
Mm.
at night by myself, and it was so strange. I couldn't get my nerve up to go in there. I don't know
Oh.
why, because it's like, during the day, I go to the trail, I see deer and whatnot, and it's just fine. I can walk through it. But then all of
Hmm.
a sudden, I'm at the entrance and I'm just like, oh man, I don't know if I can do this. And
Yeah.
so I just kind of like turn. So have you done anything like that where you go to like places that are, you know, have you actually gone like on investigation, so to speak? Have you done anything like that?
Not yet, but I'm hoping to soon. Actually, here in Memphis, they have kind of a group of people that go and take you on like paranormal investigations and tours. There's like a
Hmm.
haunted Memphis tour bus I think you can take, and then the certain locations like in Victorian Village, there's a house called the Woodruff Fontaine House, and they actually have their own group paranormal investigations there that you can join in on certain nights. So I'm wanting to do that here pretty soon. So
Oh,
we'll
that's
see.
cool.
Trying to get somebody brave enough to go with me.
Oh, well, I mean, if I lived closer, I would definitely like to try that out, because
Yeah.
it's something that I want to do, but like there's like a chicken in me. I'm just answering Danny Mick reacts and stuff. Opal just joined the chat. I had mentioned that I was going to have you on, and so they're here. They actually made it, and they're here
Cool.
checking it out.
Hey.
So welcome, guys, to the chat. Welcome, Steph and Danny. I appreciate you guys taking the time. We're just here talking paranormal with
Definitely.
Sabrina. Please go to her channel, check out her videos. It's really awesome stuff. Paranormal is something that I'm very interested in, and like I said, I haven't. I wanted to go into it a little bit deeper, but then I always get
Hmm.
sidetracked because I'm doing so many different things. I'm in a band and
Yeah.
I draw. I do a bunch of different things, so
Cool.
it's like it gets kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Um, Oh, okay. So let's keep going with the questions. Um, and this is something that I actually I had talked to Danny about off of the lives. But what has your experience been like as far as using Facebook to promote YouTube? Do you do any like groups, or do you put your stuff up on Facebook?
I guess going back to the history of how my YouTube channel started, actually started out with just a Facebook page called Out of Body, where I just blogged my experiences, and then I later decided I wanted to do a YouTube channel. So yeah, I've got a page set up. Um, I haven't, really seen a lot of success with that. I still have it up and everything, but I don't know. I feel like Facebook is not quite, I guess. Maybe I just haven't figured out how to do it, but it seemed like it's not really as great a tool as far as promoting a YouTube channel. For one thing, if you put a YouTube link, it kind of makes it really small and it doesn't,
Uh,
format it real well, I guess, for a Facebook post. But
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I can shed some light on that for you.
okay.
But real quickly, I'm just gonna jump over here. I'm gonna because there's people in the chat and they're asking me about your channel link, and I guess
Oh, okay.
it's in the description. But I think because we're live, it's not showing your link because we're live. So I'm gonna search your channel and then get your link,
Okay.
and then we're gonna let me see here. And next, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the chat so they can check it out. Resorian was
Well,
asking,
thanks.
yeah, Resorian was actually asking about that. Um, so the whole thing with YouTube and the reason I'm asking about that
Mm.
is something happened between both companies, and so
Oh.
Facebook does not like YouTube and vice versa.
Okay. I figured that was probably what was going on, but yeah, I didn't really know.
Uh, so I got my channel open and let's see if I can try to get your. It's gonna sound kind of weird right now, but I want to get your link. Here it is. Okay. Yeah. So I guess back in 2008, Facebook wanted to. And sorry guys, I'm temporarily off the thing here. Facebook wanted to jump into the video game of things, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
right.
what they decided to
Yeah.
do is like they said, well, YouTube, we're not going to promote you no more. I'm going
Mhm.
to put the link in the chat for these guys. Here it is,
Thanks.
guys. Yep, so they can check you guys out. Check you out, Sabrina. So what I've been just trying to get the word out there to people because it's like, well, okay, now I'm back. Okay, so what happens is and I follow like a lot of like YouTube creators and some of their advice and stuff and some of the bigger YouTube people that help you your channel grow and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
most of them have explained that anytime you post on Facebook anything related to YouTube, it
Mhm.
automatically gets basically blindsided, so nobody gets to
Yeah.
see it. And I had talked to Danny about that because he's got a Facebook group, and I told him, I'm like, look, it's cool, and I go on there and I support it, but I was telling him like you're not going to get any views from there because they're not working together.
Right.
So
Mhm.
basically, Facebook wants people to stay on Facebook, and anything that takes them outside of that, they see it as, or I should say, the algorithm sees it as a negative.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
as soon as you do that, it minimizes your views, so they don't get to see anything that you're posting. I mean, your circle of friends might, or if you send it in a message.
Mhm.
So what they were saying, like for best practices, as far as Facebook is concerned, you can do like say like like I see you promote the out of body your you had your series. You can take
Mhm.
your YouTube icon, or
Mhm.
actually no, I'm sorry, I digress. You can make a short trailer that is actually a Facebook
Uh,
video.
oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and at the end of it, kind of direct people. It's like, hey, if you want to check out the rest of my video in full, you can go here.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
it takes it away from the links, and it makes it more visible to the people. Let me see.
Okay. Yeah, I might try that.
I think Stuffle might have a question for you. Let me see if that's what it is. Says my Facebook, I think it's run by fans. My YouTube is run by me. Okay, I'm sorry. It wasn't a question. But so basically that's the reason why. And as Danny
Gotcha.
Mick is
Yeah.
pointing out, or take a screenshot of your YouTube banner, which is a native photo to Facebook. So that's another way you can
Mhm.
do it. Um, or you can just do like a Facebook live stream. See, Facebook likes live streaming and videos. So if you do stuff that's native to
Gotcha.
Facebook, you're getting more views on that. Enzo's here. S2W Deems. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you here. Sabrina's here on the chat, and hopefully I'm
Hey,
not
hey.
very I'm veering off from my guest. She's my guest. I gotta put myself back on the host chair and be like, this is my guest. So let me ask you this: since we get off of Facebook for a little bit, do you use any other sites, Sabrina, for to promote your videos?
Yeah, mostly honestly, I use Twitter because I kind of have gotten into my niche community on there, like the horror community and also the small YouTuber community on there. And so I feel like that's been really great for just meeting people and networking and, supporting each other and stuff like that. I use Instagram a little bit, but I haven't really mastered that either, I don't think.
Yeah, I hear that.
Still kind of learning Instagram.
And the cool thing with Instagram is you can actually do a live stream on that, but it lasts for 24
hmm
hours. And
Oh, and then goes away.
so yeah, so you do it on your phone, and then basically people that follow you on Instagram will get to see it for that 24-hour period.
hmm
You kind of direct people to go see the live, or if you're doing a YouTube live and whatnot. And they also do video too, and you can do long videos. But the trick to that is that you have to do it on your phone because
Oh, okay.
yes, it only accepts the cell phone.
Vertical.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm. So, like, say if you wanted to do your paranormal stuff and you wanted to post, like, say, like little trailers on there too. Oh shit! My
Oop.
leg. 1 second.
Oh, you okay?
I wasn't expecting that. Sorry, guys.
Ooh.
I smashed my leg. Ow.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, that
Uh-oh.
hurt.
Oh, we have an
Oh.
injury.
Oh. Now everybody's gonna leave. Oh, some more views.
Oh.
Are you sure you're gonna summon that ghost to come over here? Oh,
Oh,
ouch.
I'm sorry.
No, sorry. It's actually pretty funny. See, like I'm like very close to my table and my laptop because I want to, I got to get close to the camera.
Now I gotta kick something so we're even.
Everybody in the chat's like laughing. Oh man, that hurt.
Oh
Ow.
gosh, I hate when I do that.
Jesus Christ.
You just gotta like sit there and hold it for a minute because it hurts so bad. Uh,
Oh,
I
I
hate
can't
when I do
believe that.
that.
Something goes goofy every time. Kathy, I just smashed my foot on my table. So I have my laptop on my table and I'm close to the camera. And when I went to move, I moved so fast. See, I'm drinking so much coffee. I'm all amped up.
Yeah.
I just smashed my foot.
Oh
Oh,
no.
sorry, guys. Oh boy. So, anyways.
We'll just say it was on purpose for comic relief.
There you go. Oh boy. Okay, so I use Twitter, right? And
hmm
I think Twitter is very very good for promoting. As a matter of fact, when I was tweeting this out this morning, there was a paranormal radio talk show that
hmm
I never seen on my Twitter before, and they retweeted the fact that we were going to be on. You know.
Awesome.
So yeah,
That's
so that's
cool.
cool. So I don't know if that came
Yeah.
from your end or my. I don't think it came from my end because I don't do as much paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
So it
I don't know.
must have
I'll have
been
to look. Yeah. It might be somebody that I know. Yeah.
cool.
Cool.
Hey, so let's keep going here as my leg gets better.
Oh, get your
Are
ice
you?
pack or something.
I also use Reddit. Do you use Reddit?
I have a little bit. Yeah, I actually did get some traction from there, and I keep forgetting to post on there, honestly. But
Really?
when I
Okay.
first started, I posted some videos on there, and I actually have one person that kind of befriended me and, is now like watches every single one of my. out of body experience videos because they
Oh
find it
wow,
interesting, and so
very
it's
cool.
yeah. I definitely need to use that more.
I'm gonna have to add you on my Reddit.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm on there, and you know what's weird about that? That for some reason I don't know why, my settings on there changed to that. And you guys on the chat might know this too. If you use Reddit, there is that NSFW, which is
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I don't know why, and I don't remember doing it. But then all like my videos and stuff went to that, and no one can see it unless they said they were 18 and over.
That's
Which,
weird. I wonder why.
yeah, and like I don't post
Yeah.
anything like I don't even swear. Well,
Yeah,
I
I was
swear
gonna
every
say
now
your
because
stuff's not in that category at all.
I almost swore. I should have sworn. I should have looked.
I'm surprised you didn't. I probably would have.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah, but then I was able to change. So I changed it back, and it's hard to tell if there's any traction on there and whatnot.
Hmm.
And the other one I've been trying to use, and I use that more for my art stuff, is Twitch. Are you familiar with that one?
I have heard of that, and I'll be honest, I haven't even used it. I've been meaning to try it, but I'm kind of behind on that, I guess. But yeah, if you found, does that help too at all using Twitch?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone on there and like I've seen well because I'm using it for artwork.
Hmm.
So that I've been like kind of like meeting new artists and whatnot. So it seems pretty cool, and you can live stream on there.
Okay.
Let me see.
Okay. Yeah.
Rosario Buck has something to add to this. I says I recommend Reddit because I posted a video on there and got 30,000 views from it.
Wow. Where'd you post it?
Wow! Holy! Well, Rosario, you're gonna have to give us some tips.
Yeah,
That's
man.
awesome. That's crazy.
That's wow, that's awesome.
And guys, anybody on the chat, if you guys got any questions for Sabrina, S2W Themes, Kathy, Bottle Caps, just let me know, and I can. She can't read the chat, but I can, and I can just send her. I can read the questions off to her. Um, okay, Sabrina, let's keep going.
Okay.
Name some YouTubers that you admire and that inspire your channel.
Oh, there's so many. I'd say as far as bigger YouTubers, I'm always talking about Loey Lane and Haley Reese. They both do kind of like paranormal storytime videos and stuff like I've been starting to do recently, and I've been watching them for years. So they're kind of what really inspired me to start a channel like this in the first place. So, but of course, smaller YouTubers, there's Panic D, there's Michael Fire, there's PSPR Paranormal. There's just tons. I could go on and on. Nihongo Johnny is kind of a newer YouTuber, but he's awesome.
Okay,
There's
actually,
tons.
he's actually on the chat right now. You just said his
Oh, is
name.
he?
He's
I wish
here.
I could see the chat. I'm like, I don't even know who's.
Oh, he just jumped
Hi,
in right now.
Johnny.
Yeah, he just got in here. He said so he's sorry that he's late.
Oh gosh, don't
Yeah.
apologize.
Yeah, so he's here. So that's awesome, and that's somebody that you know and you admire. So meet
Uh-huh.
him with us.
Yeah.
So he was just mentioning you right now, which is very very cool. Um, so Sabrina, do you when you do your readings and stuff, do you have like a special microphone do you use, or you just use your phone?
Actually I have it right here because I was going to use it with my computer. Since that conked out, I can just show it to you.
Oh wow, look at
I think it's
that.
the one a lot of people have. It's the Blue Yeti.
Oh yes,
So,
I have heard of that.
mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like a USB condenser mic, so it hooks up to your computer, and it does a really good job. I
Sweet.
mean, a lot of people use it for ASMR too. So
Also, so you do that too, the ASMR?
I don't
Yeah.
personally, but I
Oh,
know a lot of people use that particular mic for that because it's really good for the close up, because it's a condenser mic. But yeah,
I
I use
know.
that for my
Oh,
narrations.
I'm going to sound like an idiot for this, but what is that?
Oh, what's ASMR?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't know what it stands for anymore.
Oh,
I used
okay.
to know, but it's it's like kind of a oh, how do I describe it? It's basically people like whispering and doing really quiet like sound effects into a microphone. And when you listen with headphones, it's supposed to like I don't know, like make give you like chills, like good chills. It's supposed to like make you feel relax. Some people listen to it before they go to sleep.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of it, but I've seen other people, talk about it and talk
Yeah.
about that mic and all that. So.
Well, I know, yeah. So I noticed the difference, when you're talking into it. So that's going right into your computer. And as you know, like my channel, I get all technical and, I'm about gear and stuff like that. So,
Hmm.
um, so when okay, so it goes into YouTube, right? The Blue Yeti. And then, so you're just basically on your PC, you're accessing it as your external mic.
Yes, yeah. I just hook it up via USB to my computer, and I have a program, Sony Acid,
Oh,
that I
okay.
use, or
Gotcha.
Magix, I think owns it now. Somebody else owns it, but anyway, it was Sony Acid when I first bought the program, and I record with that, and then I just add the time lapse videos to it, put it together, and upload it on YouTube.
Oh, Kathy just said that it stands for ASMR stands for
Oh,
Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
oh yeah, I would have never guessed that.
Wow. And Kathy's saying the tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of your neck and upper spine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. She's
So,
explaining it way better than me.
it kind of sounds like my ex-girlfriend. I'm
Is
joking.
that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm
I can't
joking.
figure that one out. Oh boy.
Sorry, Kathy. I didn't mean. No, I love the way that you explain it because I wouldn't have never. I mean, I've seen it. You know, I've seen like videos and actually like artwork. I've seen like people do it. I'm still laughing with my own joke. So I'm like, okay, I draw. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can gain some views if I do some of that. Like I see. I was thinking it was like something subliminal that you can be like
Mm-hmm.
whispering, like, "Oh, watch my channel, subscribe to my channel." Is it
Yeah.
working?
Yeah, especially if people listen to it in their sleep, and it's like, subliminal messages.
Visit my channel every day, every hour on the hour.
Eat, breathe, sleep, my channel.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm glad. I'm glad we're all having fun, and this is
Yeah.
cool. I'm enjoying this. This is awesome. All right, so okay, so let's keep going. Okay, so based on your experience, what are your best practices for uploading your videos on your channel?
As far as like time or anything like
Yes,
that, or like,
like what would you say is like you found like the best time to upload? Just to give you an example, for me, I started to find out if I would upload it, say like on a Tuesday at 4 p.m., that would gain me more views, as opposed to if I upload on a Friday at like 7 p.m. And what I
yeah.
realized for me is that like at least the people that follow my channel, a lot of them are either musicians or fans of music. So what happens
Hmm.
on Friday and Saturday, there's shows going on
Oh, right.
all over
Yeah.
Chicago.
Concerts.
So if I upload something, what I mean, it's like what? Like
They're
nobody
not
sees
going
it.
to see it.
Right. So that's just to give you an example. So do you have any like
Okay.
tips or
Yeah.
tricks or anything like that?
Yeah. I started out when I was doing my narrations and some of my earlier on-camera videos. I was uploading at like 9 a.m. or something crazy like that, and of course I didn't get a lot of views. So then I started uploading around like 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I find that that works better. Um, as far as days of the week, I usually try to do Mondays or Wednesdays. I kind of found that those are better days for me. Um, Thursdays are good too, but yeah.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. And also, I wanted to ask you, do you know, you may or may not know, um, have you found that your longer videos get more views, or do your shorter videos get more views as far as the time of the videos?
I find that my shorter ones do, so I try to keep them as short as I can. Some of mine will, especially my on-camera videos talking about haunted places, I usually end up like jabbering the entire time, so I'll end up those some of them are about like 20 minutes long, but I try to keep it around 10, 15 minutes or less is what I try to do. So, 'cause I
Gotcha.
find that those do a little bit better.
Yeah, because what I was doing with my analytics and as far as like my videos are concerned, I was going in there and looking to see how when the audience retention would be, and because I was for
Mm-hmm.
a while I was trying to do the long videos, and so I was looking at all that and I was realizing that the audience retention was dropping after like 2 minutes,
Yeah.
So what I did is like so
Yeah.
then I just shortened it and then I started to do like a more of a series of like shorter videos, So I did like a whole thing, which I do like a motivational talk, positive talk thing. But
Mm-hmm.
so then what I would do is to like say everything I needed to say, but try to condense it down to like maybe 3 minutes or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
then that way people would get it, what they needed, and then they would just you know say like 2 days later I'll have like episode number two or something. You know what I mean? So that will keep what I mean? And it seemed to kind of work, but I have to go back and check. It's always like, well, YouTube is always
Mm-hmm.
like an experimental type of thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Hello, Stephen Bauman. Thank you for joining the stream. Hello, WrestleMania. Good to see you here. And guys, if you scroll up the chat a little bit, you're going to see Sabrina's channel. If you can please go to her channel and check her out. I don't want to say the dirty S word because you're not supposed to say the little
Oh
red.
yeah, that's right. YouTube will like freak
Yeah,
out if you do that.
it's goofy. So yeah, so we got some more people in here. So we're talking paranormal stuff. We're talking YouTube. We're talking music. We're gonna get into the music in just a little bit once we
Cool,
get
cool.
done with some of these questions here. And the next one I got for you, moving on. Um, how do you balance your everyday life and your job and then being like a YouTube creator? Because I know this is a tough thing for a lot of people to do. I know like Danny Mick
Yeah.
has family and kids and stuff, so but he's still able to juggle all that. How do you manage, Sabrina, to do the whole YouTube thing with everything else?
It's a job sometimes. I mean, it doesn't feel like a job, but it is a kind of a juggle because I do work a full time 9 to 5 type job Mondays through Fridays, and so I usually just have to figure out. Sometimes I'll take my laptop to work and work on stuff on my lunch break. I did that all last month, just getting any free time that I have working on YouTube when I could. I work on it. Now I usually just work on it at home after dinner or something like that, um, as I can. And I'm also in a band, so that kind of enters into it. I usually spend my weekends kind of with the band. So, but yeah, it's a juggle, but I mean, it's nice. I love doing YouTube. So honestly, I find it like my happy place when I'm working on it.
Gotcha.
So,
Well, I noticed you did the 31 days of
hmm
Halloween, and that must have taken a lot of time to do.
yeah, it did. Luckily, I had it pretty much the whole month pre-planned, but I didn't have
Mhm.
anything pre-recorded, so that was kind of. I probably should have done better planning on that as far as that goes, but it was fun. I really enjoyed doing that. Yeah.
Cool. And Sabrina, do you know about scheduling your post on YouTube?
Yes, I always do that. I usually upload
Awesome.
the night before I want it to go live, and then I'll just schedule it for the time and just let it go because I work during the day, so I can't really be like uploading a video at 1 o'clock in the afternoon while I'm at work. So
Right.
yeah,
And you know what I had no idea about that until just like a few months ago. And once I
yeah,
found that out, I'm like, oh man, that saves so much more time.
it does. Yeah.
Because sometimes I would just sit there and like say like if I knew that my best upload time was like Danny Mick was saying like Friday at a certain time or it's not good
hmm
and whatever it is, I'm like sitting there waiting. I'm like, is it time?
Oh no, yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
So doing the scheduling thing is awesome. Um, Another thing too, and you may or may not know about this, and I don't know if this will help you out, Sabrina. But do you caption your videos?
Oh, I started to when I first started, and then I just never did get around to doing that again. But it's been in the back of my mind. I know that does help. That is something I do want to get around to doing that on all my videos.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do, and but I try to make sure that I do it for all my videos, just because there's people out there who
Yeah.
like either are hearing impaired or, for example, like people that are
Right.
at work right now who work like nights and stuff like that, and they or they're students, and
Mm-hmm.
they're in class and they're watching. they can read what you're talking about without having to have the sound on,
That's true.
and
Yeah, I didn't think
and
about that.
there's a little bit of a percentage that goes up. And another
Mm-hmm.
thing too that I do is also I add different languages to my videos. I don't know if you know how to do
Mm-hmm.
that.
I don't think I've tried that. No.
Yeah, so it's a little section in the video that you can it's in the editing part of the video where you can actually go in
Okay.
there and you can pick a language of and like this is very like I don't know how to say it, but there's a lot of steps to it. But
Mm-hmm.
I've done it on some videos, and I realized that it gains more traction. So on some of my
Hmm.
how-to videos for cameras and whatnot, I found that it actually works really, really good. Um, but it's a little bit of work. And so what I do is like YouTube, when you have that captioning turned on and you create
Mm-hmm.
that transcription.
Yeah.
Okay, so you download that transcription, right? Then you
Mm-hmm.
take that transcription of your video, and now you're gonna take that, and then you're gonna copy it, and then you're gonna take it into Google Translator,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Oh,
you're
okay.
right. So then you translate it to whatever language you want, and you're gonna re-upload it to your YouTube video.
As another caption.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not too bad. I could do that.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
then, and that's like not a lot of people know about that, and actually some people do know about
Yeah.
that, but then they're too lazy to do it, and they rather because when I
Yeah.
mention transcription and whatnot, everybody's like, oh, I don't want to pay because there are services who they charge per like sentence or for per video, but it's gonna
Oh
cost too
gosh,
much.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, so when I was looking into it, um, I was thinking, how do I go around it? And so I started doing it. I tried it, and I'm like, oh hell, that works really really well. And so I started to just kind of, I mean, not every video, but some like especially my how-to videos. And I found that actually brings more traffic to the,
Yeah.
you know. So that's just a little tip for everybody out there too as well.
Yeah.
You can do that. 'Cause sometimes we forget, we're in the U.S., so we just like,
Right. Yeah.
so we
It's
don't,
like, oh,
we
everybody
don't.
speaks English. No.
Yeah. So for example, have you ever heard of VK?
No. Mm-mm.
So VK is like the Facebook of Russia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if you go on their interface and stuff like that, so I'm on BK, and I haven't gone there in a while, but so it's like the Russian version of Facebook, and there's also like a Chinese version of YouTube. It's called Youku,
Oh, okay.
and it's huge. It's almost like 3 times as big as YouTube. It's like huge, so many people. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And like
Yeah,
so we forget, like we're in this little, it's
that's
almost like we
true.
forget, and
Yeah.
we become in this little bubble. So what I
Mm-hmm.
try to do is try to think outside of the bubble and be like, well, where else can we reach, or where can we get more views and different people, and whatnot. So like everybody on
Yeah.
here, like that's on the chat, a lot of them are from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So and they're taking the time to view. All right, so let's keep going. Let's keep moving on. So what tips do you want to give people as far as like gaining more views on YouTube and whatnot? Do you have any like tips and tricks that you do for your channel?
I would say the main thing is just getting involved with your niche and just other creators of your size or, similar to what you do. That's what helped me the most. I started growing a lot more once I just started finding other people's channels that were similar to mine, and I'd comment on their videos and I'd subscribe, and then, they would find me, and do the same thing back. And it's not sub for sub, but it's just, finding people that you can connect with and just getting involved with the community. I find that helped me the most. And it's rewarding because you're finding friends, finding fellow people who are doing the same thing you're doing. So,
So I noticed that you have gone on Michael Fair
hmm
Jr. Do you want to talk about how that all came into being? How you guys collaborated together? Do you know him from somewhere else, or is it just YouTube?
just YouTube. Yeah, he found me, I think after I did my very first on camera video. He found that video and commented on it. And then I went and looked at his channel, and saw that he did daily live streams. I thought that was really cool. And I started tuning into those like every single day. It was like, because he calls it the best hour of my day. And it
Right,
became the
right.
best hour of my day because it was just really uplifting. And he's, has a lot of energy and all of that. His community's great. So we connected that way, and then I ended up following him on Twitter, and he said he would be coming to Nashville. So then I messaged him, and I was like, I want to see you when you come to Nashville. I'm really close to there, so that's kind
Oh,
of how that worked out.
I'm just responding to Creative Lori just joined the chat, so she's awesome, and she had actually emailed about some issues she was having with her video editing, but yeah, so
Oh
I
yeah.
did notice the the video collaboration you did with him and all that. So I was kind of curious how that all came to being. So did you get like a overflow of people that came to find you after being on his channel?
Yeah, I actually did. I think a lot of people in his community already knew me because like I said, I tune into the live streams every day. But a few more people did find me through that, so that was pretty cool. Just
That's
more
awesome.
networking.
So how far are you willing to travel for to meet another creator?
Anything that's driving distance, I guess. I don't know. I love road trips, so I mean, I'm used to
That's cool.
driving. I'm actually from southern Missouri, so I'm used to like growing
Oh,
up. We would always visit Memphis to see relatives, so we that's like a 6 hour drive, you know. So I'm used
wow.
to. I mean, that's like just a day trip to me. So,
Yeah, yeah.
Nashville is about 3.5 hours. That wasn't bad at all.
Now I've been to Tennessee like many years ago, and I've been to
Hmm.
like the South part, and what I found out people from the South are so chill, just so
Yeah,
laid back,
yeah,
that is so awesome. And because coming from, Chicago is just like such a crazy place. There's like
yeah,
10,000 things happening, and everybody's pissed, everybody's in a rush. It's like, get out of my way, I
Everybody's
got
just
somewhere to go. And everybody's
yeah.
like, even here, like sometimes you hear it, the residual, because everybody's honking their horn. There's ambulances, there's planes, all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah,
south and like traveling down there, everybody's so chill.
yeah,
You're like,
yeah. For the most part, I really like it here. Yeah, I've been to Chicago actually a
oh,
few
have you?
times,
Okay.
I guess. Yeah, briefly. I just went there to, I guess, oh gosh, I guess it was maybe 4 or 5 years ago to visit
Okay.
a friend, and then my brother and my mom and I went on a train trip to North Carolina back when I was in college, and we stopped in Chicago. Like the train made stops, and that was
Cool.
fun. We got to kind of walk around downtown and stuff, so that was neat.
That's awesome. What time of year did you go to Chicago? Was it like good weather or bad weather?
It was good. It was spring break, I think, for me, so it was like end of March, I guess. So it was windy, but it
Wow.
was good.
Kathy's blog. Sorry to interrupt you. Kathy's blog says she's from Missouri.
Oh, awesome! We're at
Yeah,
Missouri.
that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, definitely. So there's some people that are near you. Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to do that, like just to go and like meet another YouTuber and vlog. And I've actually seen like other like bigger YouTube channels. So they actually fly all the way to like China or
Oh
Japan.
yeah,
They do some like
yeah,
some
yeah.
intense stuff.
Big
So
travels, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think that's cool. And I think it's. I mean, obviously, you want to be safe because you want to make sure that
Oh yeah.
the people that you're going to meet. Uh,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it out there. If you ever want to come down to Chicago,
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
you want to investigate some places. I know some places.
Sounds
Uh,
good.
but yeah, because I got a it's weird because I do like a lot of concert stuff and a lot of like music camera. I do have two paranormal type videos on my channel, and they actually are
Mhm.
pretty. They got a good view count. Um,
Yeah.
One is called Haunted Forest, the Family Robinson
Hmm.
video, and that one's got up to 10,000 views.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, and it's actually as when I was talking to you earlier about me being scared to go in, that's that. That's that video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Cool. I'll have to go find that one.
yeah, and that the history and see those woods are like very close to me actually, and
Hmm.
the interesting thing about that whole video is it all transpires. See, because I've never see like you're saying you are sensitive and you can sense stuff, which is
Hmm.
interesting. Like, um, the reason I decided to make that video is because a friend of mine, um, he was in the woods and he partied in those woods at night with his buddies, you know.
Oh wow.
And so they had like a little bonfire going, and they had found a school chair. Right, they found this like old red school
Hmm.
chair,
Wow.
and so his brother was in the picture. Of course, he's playing the guitar, and so he takes his picture,
Mhm.
and he sent me this picture, and he didn't tell me anything. And he said, he's like, "Hey, bro," he's like, "I want to show you something, and I want you to look at this picture. It's my brother playing by the bonfire at, at 1 in the morning, and they're out there drinking, having a good time." He's like, "Tell me what you
Mhm.
see on that chair, you know." And
Oh.
I'm looking at the chair, and I'm like, "Oh man." I'm like, I see a woman smiling, and she's sitting on that chair
Oh
in
wow.
the smoke.
Oh wow.
And, you know, and he's like, yeah, he's like, exactly. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't seeing things. I wanted to get another opinion. He's like, it's like, no, no. He's like, I normally don't talk about that stuff to anybody, but I trust
Mhm.
you, and I just want to see if you see the same thing I'm seeing, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bingo.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I'm like, dude, I gotta, you know. And at that time, I was really into Ghost Adventures. Do you watch that show?
Oh, I used to watch that all the time. Yeah.
So I was really into that, you know, and I haven't watched it, but so I'm like, oh, I gotta film, I gotta do this, you know, I gotta go,
Mhm.
you know, because I got this piece of evidence, I got this photo. What can I do to build around this story, you know? So
Mhm.
it was actually me like going to the place at night and trying to take my own photos, you know,
Yeah.
and then it's followed up by actually like going with him and I document him taking me to the location, but during the day,
Right.
and we actually
Mhm.
went to try to find the location and we actually ended up finding it. The chair was gone, unfortunately, you know. And
Mhm.
what we ended up finding out is that um, I guess these woods, and then I did my own research. A lot of bad stuff happened in these woods and I had no idea about, you know. And basically the Robinson family in those
Mhm.
woods, they owned that land, and Robinson himself was half European, half Indian. So
Mhm.
what ended up happening is when the settlers came in, they wanted that land.
Mhm.
They told Robinson, "We want you to speak to the people because they trust you, and we want you to tell them that everything's okay." And basically, this guy betrayed his people.
Yeah.
Basically, I told
Hmm.
settlers went in there and murdered
Oh my
the people that were native
goodness.
to that piece of land,
Ugh.
and so he got to obtain that piece, and it was named after him. So it's called the Robinson Woods. You know,
Mm.
I'm going to ramble on about it. But I'm not going to. You have to like check out the video. But to make a long story short, everybody in the Robinson family ended up dying to
Wow.
the past. Yeah, so the Robinson Woods is actually a memorial to the family, and there's a big stone there right now. And here's the crazy part. Once I found all that out, my buddy found a picture of Mary Robinson, the last person to
Uh-huh.
live, and she looks exactly like the girl who's sitting on that chair.
Oh my goodness.
I know,
Wow.
I know.
That's
I'm
amazing.
getting goosebumps just talking about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and see,
Oh
this is coming
man.
from somebody who doesn't do. I don't do paranormal stuff,
Right.
you know. But this story was like, oh man, I'm like, I got to do a story
Wow.
on this. I have to do it, you
That
know.
wow. That's
So
crazy.
yeah, it's pretty wild, you know. And you know, I told my friend that we should follow up, and you know, a lot of there's beyond just that part, some other crazy stuff happened in those woods. So there's been a lot of like death and misery in those woods. You wouldn't even know it, you know, because you go in there, you go through the trails, everything seems peaceful, you know, but there's something weird there, I guess, you know.
Mm.
It must be something. I mean, you
Yeah.
may know it might be like residual or something like that, you know.
Yeah, who knows? I'm sure if I went there, I'd probably be hit with a wall of energy or something. I'd probably be able to tell a lot there.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. So yeah, so there's an idea for you if you ever want to.
Yeah, yeah, I would definitely check it out if I was ever, yeah, next time I'm in that area, I'll let you know. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
definitely.
be
You know.
cool.
Yeah, because I like to like maybe do like a follow. It'd be cool to do like a follow up to that ties into
Mm-hmm.
that video, and be like,
Yeah.
oh, I actually have somebody that's a sensitive, and we can document what you're
Yeah.
feeling when you're there and stuff and that. I
That'd
mean,
be awesome.
and the area around where those it's a nice area, so it's not like you're coming into a ghetto.
Oh yeah.
It's nothing crazy or like
Yeah.
I know like Chicago gets like this bad rep on the media that you think that it's like, oh, you travel, you better get a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, well, Memphis gets the same reputation, so
Right, but so the area that I'm talking about is actually really close to the northern suburbs, so
Okay.
it's actually very nice, and the people that live around that area are all very, they're affluent people. They got money, so it's like, there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the only hooligans or bad people might have been me and my friends when we were younger. We used to go in there and get drunk.
Nice.
Which is so strange, like, because when we were younger, like I said, I didn't know. We go in there at 2, 3 in the morning and get hammered, and we don't even care. We don't even care. But now
Yeah.
it was so weird to go by myself, and I just couldn't bring myself to go in there.
Yeah.
And you know what, Sabrina, I'll send you the link to that video so you can see it.
Cool. Yeah, thanks.
I'm filming with my old cheapo. I didn't even have this type of camera at the time. I had like a little JVC and I'm walking with it. So I'm like, okay, I'm at the entrance. I see some raccoons and I ended up just sitting at the bench at the entrance. I'm like, I can't go in.
Well, I don't blame you. I mean, if it's at night, I wouldn't want to probably go by myself either. I'd rather have at least one person with me.
Yeah.
So I don't blame you there. I'd be a little whew, too.
All right, so let's keep going. I have two more questions, and then we can flip over to talking about music.
Okay.
So the last two questions I have, as far as it's actually a YouTube question. It's talking on camera can be difficult for people. How did you become a good speaker, and is there a method you use for overcoming shyness or stage fright?
Well, the first couple videos I did, I was really, really nervous, and I think I ended up recording like an hour and a half of footage for just like a 10-minute video because I was
Wow.
just so nervous and like I don't know. But what kind of helps me, I guess, is because I have a background in music and performing, and so I kind of try to think of it that way. Just act like you're on stage or something performing. Because typically, when I perform in music, I'm really, really nervous leading up to it, and then when I get up there, like I'm cool as a cucumber. Like I just love it. So I've gotten over it by now. I turn on the camera and I just record. I could just
Yeah,
do it. So
I noticed that you're really easy just to be like, okay, here I am, and you start going, and then when you do your readings, I also noticed that you're very fluid in your sentences and whatnot,
well,
and
thanks.
it does take time, I mean, I
It
remember
does.
when I started doing my videos, it was tough,
Yeah.
because you look in the lens and then you just have this like blank thing that comes
Right.
over you, you don't know what to say. And
Yes.
I'm sure Danny Mick knows about it. See, I'm going to have Danny Mick come on one of these, and I want to ask him the same question because he's very good at talking. He does reaction
Hmm.
videos for music, and
Cool.
he's very good at talking. So I want to kind of pick his brain. But that's something I wanted to ask because I could see that you're very natural at it. Because it definitely,
Well,
like, doing this,
thanks.
it takes a long time, and some people are very frightened to even try it. That they just
Yeah.
kind of like don't do it, because they're afraid. But I mean,
Hmm.
my advice would be just to do it, and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
right, so you can just stack on top of all that, and then you get better and better and better, and then you also get
Hmm.
better at talking, and it just kind of happens naturally. But if you don't ever take that first step, if you don't start,
Right. Yeah,
then you're not gonna. All right.
exactly.
Okay, so it's the last question as far as like this topic is going to be, what are your future plans for the channel?
Well, basically, I want to start doing more um, on-site paranormal investigations, like we've kind of talked about, going to the haunted locations I've already talked about on my channel and actually do, like I guess kind of like a vlog, doing an investigation and stuff like that. That's definitely where I want to take things in the future. I'll probably need to get some equipment though, because I don't have a camera and I don't have like a spirit box or anything. I use my phone for everything, for the ghost app, for the camera. So I mean, I don't know. I'd have to figure that out, I guess, before I did that. But yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you do come down or come up to Chicago, I'll
Yeah.
let you use my cameras. I have like
Oh,
5 cameras.
thanks.
Yeah, I have like I have two Panasonic GH2s. I have Sony. I have Canon. I have too much
Hmm.
equipment actually. Too much even
That's a good problem to have.
So I'm just putting it out there. If you do, you're more than welcome to use
Well,
my gear.
thanks.
And then let's talk about your merch. You have a store, correct, for your
Oh,
merch?
yeah. Yeah, just kind of a thing I was just kind of doing for fun. But yeah, I've had the moon logo on my channel for a long time, so I was like, ah, why not? I'll just put it on some merch and then when I was in Nashville with Michael Fire, I ended
Hmm.
up finding a shirt at Target that said Boo Crew and it had some ghosts on it. And everybody on the stream liked that shirt, so then I decided to design my own for
Oh
my
wow.
channel, and so I did that for merch on there. I've got shirts that say Boo Crew and stuff
So
on
where can
there for
people
fun.
go to buy your merch? What's the name of the site?
It is called Teespring. It's on there. Yeah, I've been putting the link in the description of my videos too.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I think it's just Teespring slash Out of Body, I think is what it
Okay.
is.
Cool. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the band. So the name of the
Yeah.
band is Fate Hates Me, right?
Yes. Uh-huh. And
Oh,
I
okay.
think they might, if they didn't drop off by now, they might be tuning in the chat.
Gotcha.
If there's a channel name that says Fate Hates Me, that's my band.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Cool. And so how long have you been jamming with them?
About a year now. Yeah, I think I joined right around Thanksgiving of last year. Yeah.
Wow. And so I noticed that you posted some gigs. So how many like live gigs have you done with them?
We haven't done a lot. We've done about, I guess, three total. And we've got around two or three more coming up. So we're fairly new as far as getting into the music scene here in Memphis as a collective band. Now, some of the members in the band have been doing it for years and years
Okay.
on their own or in other bands. But as far as me, I'm pretty new to the Memphis music scene.
Wow. And so you play the keyboards in the band, right?
Hmm. Yep.
Do you do any vocals?
Yeah, I do vocals and keys, and then we're a five-piece band, so we've got four other people in it too.
So were you jamming before this band, or is this like your first actual project?
I was just kind of doing things on my own. I would record. I've always written songs, and I started recording them kind of on my own, but I found it kind of difficult seeing as I don't play guitar or drums or anything like that, so I'd have to rely on music loops.
Hmm.
And then so I finally I just realized, you know what, I need a band. I just need to find some people to jam with and see what happens. And I lucked out. The first band that I found ended up being the right one. So
That's awesome. So
yeah.
so for musicians out there who are maybe watching, so how exactly did you do it? Did you use online to search out for band members, or did you do it like old school way, like word of mouth, or how did you do it? How did you
I
find it?
did I started out using bandmix.com, which is kind of a online networking with people in your area. I didn't really get anywhere on that. And so I ended up getting on the Facebook groups. Actually, that's how I found my band, was through some local musician Facebook groups. I ended up putting a post on there, and then the guy who's Stephen McKee, who started the band I'm in now, he had made a post like the day before, I think, that said he was looking for a female vocalist and keyboardist. And so our posts were like one after the other.
Oh wow.
And then one of his buddies contacted him and said, "Hey, you might want to look at the girl that posted like right before you or right after you."
Oh wow, that's cool.
And so then he contacted me, and that was that.
Excellent. So does Fate Hates Me? Do you guys have a CD out? Do you have an album out, or are you guys working on something?
Not yet. We're working on that. Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to work, especially through the winter. We're going to be doing a lot of recording and trying to get something, some kind of EP or something that we can hand out to people.
Cool. So how do you go about like as far as like the writing process? Are you involved in the writing process, or is everybody involved? How does that work out?
Pretty much everybody. Yeah, it's we're kind of unique that way, I guess, because every everybody in the band writes lyrics, um, and then like all of us just kind of put together our own flavor, I guess you would say, on the songs. Whose ever song it is, that we usually put out, like chords and what key we want it in, and the chord changes, and then everybody else will just kind of come up with their parts, and then we'll put it together, and there we go. That's
Oh,
usually
awesome.
how it goes.
That's very cool. And the other thing I was going to ask you, and who books the shows? Does everybody just contact different promoters, or does one person do it, or how does that work out for shows?
Um, so far it's mostly Stephen McKee. He's the one that started the band, and he's got a lot of connections around here, and
He's the
he
main
knows a lot
vocalist,
of
right?
local musicians. What was that?
He's the main vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, and he plays guitar as well.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
Yes.
when you do the vocals, you're the backing vocals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
unless it's like a song that I wrote, then I'll do, main vocals and he'll do backup. It just kind of depends on whose song it is, because we have our lead guitarist actually sings too. So if it's we're doing his song, then he'll sing, main vocals, and me and Steven will back him up. So it just kind of depends.
And what are the venues that you guys normally? Do you guys have normally like a place that you guys all frequently play, or just whatever you guys can get?
Pretty much lately it's been whatever we can get, but recently we played at the Stage Stop here in Memphis. It's a place I think that's been there for like 40 or 50 years, I want to say. And a lot of bands play there. And
Gotcha.
so we played there recently, and we've got two more gigs scheduled there.
Okay.
So that sounds like it may become maybe a regular place that we play. So that's exciting.
And say for like people that watch the rebroadcast of this, do you want to tell them when your two next show dates are going to be?
Yeah. Our next one is on November 24th, which I believe is a Saturday.
It's like the
Um,
day before Thanksgiving, right? November 24th.
I think it's a couple days after.
Oh, after. Okay.
Thanks. Yeah, yeah. It's Saturday, so it's a Saturday after Thanksgiving. And then the next one after that is December 7th. I think that's also a Saturday. I think they're both on Saturdays.
And as far as like traveling, are you willing to travel with the band to play some shows? Or have you ever done that before?
We haven't done that yet. I'm sure we would, as if it was in reasonable distance. Some people in the band have, well, we all have families, but some members of the band have kids, and so it would have to, kind of coincide with that. We kind of have a motto that families first. We love the
Right.
band, but we put our families first and everything. But we're having fun with it.
That's awesome. And how do you guys work out the schedule as far as like practice, like rehearsal? How do you guys have a main place that somebody has, or do you guys rent something? How does that work out?
We started out practicing at Steven's place, the lead vocalist, and then they just recently moved to a different place. So we've been practicing recently at our drummer's place, Cliff. He's got a really nice drum set, and he's got his garage all set up. So we've been practicing there
Oh,
here
sweet.
recently. So
That's
yeah,
awesome. Well, if you guys get any gigs in Chicago, like, or if you get
that'd be
like some,
cool.
you know what I mean, like, you feel free to contact me, because I know tons of places around here. I mean, living here, it's like, oh man, there's shows literally every weekend, almost every day. It's so ridiculous. There's like
Yeah.
more bands and musicians than there are fans.
Oh
to,
wow.
to the
Yeah.
point where like the people get like so saturated that like when say like if my band played like in Wisconsin and some we get more appreciation in those towns. And
Mhm.
when we play somewhere like here,
Oh,
everybody's like,
at
oh yeah,
home.
they can see a bunch of different shows that same day. So it's almost like they have this like, oh, like when you eat something good for so long and you get so used to it, you're like, yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's that type of thing. But
Huh.
So I know a lot of places that I can, get you in contact with, or venues who are always like looking to put shows on and whatnot. So, and I know that might be a cool thing,
Oh,
Um,
thanks. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Because yeah, I know how it is. Like it's when we were trying to set up tours back in the day, it's hard to, get trying to get out there, because it's like you try to go to different states and then nobody knows who you are, so you almost kind of have to like, figure out a way to network with other musicians and contact them and be like, hey, can you get us on? Can you have local support with like bands
Yeah,
who are kind
right.
of like-minded? So,
Yeah.
and I think that your music is a little bit more viable as far as like more open to people. See, like I play death metal.
Well,
So
I think you
it's
guys
like,
are awesome, though. I've listened to you guys.
oh, really? Okay, cool. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. And yeah, so it attracts a certain crowd,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so like but yeah, definitely. So I noticed you. So you went to see Marilyn Manson, right?
Yeah, recently he came to Memphis. So yeah, I went and saw him with my brother and my husband. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So where was that at? Because that looked like a huge place.
Oh gosh. I'm trying to remember because they actually changed venues. It was going to be at some orchestra hall, which I thought was kind of weird. And then they ended up moving it to a smaller venue.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of what it was. I'm not remembering right now, but
That's
yeah, it
okay.
was kind of a smaller venue. It was standing room only.
Wow.
But it was a good show. It was really great. A lot of people showed up and all that, so it was fun.
Was it just him? Did they have any like local support? Was there any other bands that brought with?
Yeah, there was a band that opened with him. I think they were touring with him. They were called Horror, like just the word horror, except the R's were nines. So it was like,
Wow.
but yeah, they were awesome though. I really liked them. They were almost like a hip hop metal type thing, so it was cool.
Awesome. Awesome.
But yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna close this off. It's been cool. We're gonna,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to come on, in the future, just let me know. We can set something up again and just kind of catch up and see where everybody's at, kind of like progressing. So I'm gonna have
Yeah.
Enzo come back on at some point, then talk about where he's at as far as. So I don't want it to be just like a one-time thing.
Well, thanks. That would be
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
enjoyed it.
and what I'm really hoping is that a lot of my friends, because I don't see like the people on the chat. I no longer see them as just like an icon in YouTube. That like I
Yeah,
actually know these people. You know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly.
we never met. But we support and we see each other so much.
Yeah,
Yeah, these
right.
are cool supporters, and they are awesome creators as well. So you know and I feel the same way about you, Sabrina. That
No,
that's
thanks.
like, yeah, you're an awesome creator, and I feel that like, hey, you know, more people should be checking your stuff out. You know what I mean? And I know
No,
you support
thanks.
and you're very active on YouTube, so I mean, they will also gain by having you check them out as well. So that's very
Oh
very cool.
yeah, I always love doing that. I love finding new channels and just finding new people to network with and everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Everybody in the chat, everybody that stuck around and who put through me slamming my knee on my table. Keep that in there. I won't edit that out.
Yeah, no, don't edit it out.
Good thing I was wearing pants because
Oh no.
I stood up right away. I'm like, oh,
Ugh.
I wear pants every time I'm on live. So,
Oh, that's good. It could have been worse. Oof.
oh boy. So yeah, this has been awesome. And and it's good because I feel that a lot of people got it wasn't just paranormal music. It was like something of value because we talked about some like YouTube tips and tricks,
Yeah, definitely.
some gear and whatnot. So that's very awesome. And I'm also going to add your store and then your band's link once it
Oh,
goes to
thanks. I appreciate
rebroadcast.
that.
So I'll
Yeah.
definitely put it down in the description so people go check you out and stuff like that. So
Well,
it'll be
thanks.
awesome. Okay, guys. Okay, Sabrina, thank you so much for joining me on the
Thank
stream.
you.
It's been
Thanks
awesome
everybody for
times.
coming.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you'll be able to, on the rebroadcast, you'll be able to see the chat again. So if you want to go back
Cool.
and grab some of the people that were asking questions or whatnot, because I wasn't.
Definitely. Yeah.
I think I stayed on focus on you and didn't relax much.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I try to make sure that it was because this is about you, so I didn't want to, start reading other comments. So, guys in the chat, I wasn't ignoring you. I just wanted to make sure that I was attaining to my guests, and that's basically what it was. So,
No, thanks.
all right, guys, you all have a wonderful night. I love you all. Thank you so much for taking an hour out of your night to join me, and I'll definitely see you
Hmm.
guys on the next one. All right. Have a great night.